Hi everybody and welcome back to the Girly Girl Bookworm. So today I have a trend which I feel like has been happening all over YouTube this month, and that is the Overambitious TBR for September. So I'm sorry I probably look like a frazzled mess. It is Friday afternoon. I made it through the week of my first year of teaching with my own classroom. So that was a really interesting way to start a new school year. I survived, and here I am. So like I said, obviously with this, it's not like my first time teaching, so I know I can balance reading and teaching. So I know that that's not why this makes this overambitious. What makes it overambitious is the fact that there's 5 historical fiction books in this, and historical fiction usually can take me a really long time. So we'll see. As you can tell, the shelf right here is empty. So as many of you know, I am kind of going on this like book buying ban thing because I want to really read what I own / like save money basically. And so in order to do that, I decided, hey, why don't I tackle like a shelf at a time kind of thing? And so I just decided to do that. Which is really hurting me when Barnes & Noble sent out an email today that there's a 40% off coupon, and I'm like, no, but we're all good. So let's just start. This book was actually not on the shelf. It was on a different one, but I do need to read it, and I forgot to haul it because obviously I haven't been doing hauls. But that is My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry by Fredrik Backman. This is the same person who wrote A Man Called Ove. I was sent this book in exchange for an honest review from Loving Them Books. So my review will be going up about this book September 17th, I believe. So I have to read this book, obviously, in order to review it. I was really excited when I saw that like a well-known book was one of those books that was going to get kind of attention, because like I kept seeing A Man Named Ove, and I was like tempted to pick it up, but then I just kind of never did. And then I saw this, and I was like, this is my chance to try to read one of his books. I believe this is about a girl named Elsa, and I think she is really close with her grandmother, and her grandmother tells her a whole bunch of stories. And I think her grandmother dies and like leaves behind a task, like I guess she leaves behind a series of letters apologizing to people that she's kind of wronged in the past. So I guess it's kind of her journey doing that and like getting these letters to people. So it should be really interesting, and I'm really excited to get to it. So I will be reading this soon and reviewing it, so definitely keep a lookout for that video. But isn't this cover just like to die for? Like this little girl and this dog are so cute. So cute. Now onto this bookshelf, just in case you didn't know what was in that bookshelf. I have The Serpent and the Pearl by Kate Quinn. This is the first book, and I believe it's a duology as of right now. I love Kate Quinn's work. I've read her Empress of Rome series, and I love that series to pieces. So I have this book, and I have The Lion and the Rose, which is the sequel to it. I had these books for a while. I got them on Book Outlet, and I was really excited to have them. And then I never picked them up. So I don't know what was going on in my head, so I thought this month would be a good month to finally get to these. And then another series I've been trying to finish for a while, I've owned them for a while, and I just haven't finished the series, is the, oh my goodness, I'm blanking. Not War of the Roses. That is totally a radio station thing. What is the series called? Oh, His Cousin's War series? Yeah, the Cousin's War series. Duh. And that is by Philippa Gregory. So I still need to read The Kingmaker's Daughter. I bought this in a clearance section once because I was like, oh, I need to finish this. And I picked it up, and I just never read it. So I have to read this one. And then this is what really makes it really overly ambitious. The next 2 books in this series is The White Princess, because it is massive and the font is pretty tiny. And then The King's Curse, which is the final book, and obviously massive as well. So that should be interesting. But it's one of those series that, like, I read The White Queen, which is the first book, back when I first joined YouTube. It was in one of my very first hauls for my birthday. And I've been on YouTube for 4 years. I'm coming up on my 4-year booktube anniversary. So I'm slacking and I need to finish the series. So that's that. And then one of my new books that I just recently hauled is One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And this is a book about a woman, and I believe she was engaged to a man, and he has gone, or maybe she was married. No, she married him. She was married to her high school sweetheart. And then he disappears, and they assume that he's dead. So this is, like, I think a little while after she then gets engaged to another man. And then the first husband comes back, and it's like he's not dead. So it's like, what do you do? Do you go back to your husband, or do you stay with this man? Like, what do you do? So that sounds really interesting and really good. And I know Jen from Reading with Pugs read this and really enjoyed it. And I forgot, somebody else has read this. I want to say it's Alana from Alana Reads, but I could be totally wrong, so don't quote me. But they definitely recommended this book. So I have to put my hands on it at some point and read it. It looks so good. And then the last two books that were on that shelf are Nicholas Sparks' True Believer and Nicholas Sparks at First Sight. I have been trying to finish all of Nicholas Sparks' books. I just have these books, See Me, and then his new book that I need to read. So I've almost completed all of his books. I started True Believer like a really long time ago, I feel like. And I got 22 pages in, and then I just never continued. And so I don't know why. I don't even really remember what it was about, other than I remember there was like ghosts or something. So it'll be interesting, because obviously I can't read this one without reading this one. So I have to finally power through, and so I can get to both of them. So that is my Overambitious September TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think down below, maybe about one of those books, or maybe a book that you're going to be reading this month. I really look forward to seeing your comments. I'm going to try something. So everybody probably knows that my videos tend to cut off, and I don't know why. I upload my videos the same way I've always have for the most part. I used to be able to send straight from iMovie to YouTube, but for some reason when I do that now, it always wants to go to my other YouTube account that I don't use. It's kind of like linked to it though. So I can't do that. So what I always do is I always save it to a file, and then I send it over. And the file always looks like a full file when I save it. So I'm wondering, I don't really know why it's cutting off. So I think what I'm going to try to start doing at the end of videos is kind of like leaving you for a little bit, like just like leaving the camera running for a smidge and like go do something, and then come back and turn it off, and then hopefully it'll just cut off at like nothing instead of in the middle of me talking, because that's annoying and for me, and that's annoying for you because you're not hearing everything that I'm saying. So yeah, I'm gonna try that today. So I hope you guys have a really great weekend. It's Labor Day weekend. Enjoy it, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye everybody.